What's up, guys? It's Chachi Power here with Rocket Punch Army. Today we have a solo Chogokin SPEC XS-02 figure. This is the blue Comet SPT Layzner. And since it is a solo Chogokin SPEC figure, it is loaded with diecast, which we're going to check out. Now, the diecast in this is usually, or for the most part, on all the solo Chogokin SPEC figures on the inside, but it's still awesome nonetheless. All right, this is the box it comes with. You'll see the name right down here really big, Layzner. Now this set allows you to create the SPT LZ00X and the SPT LZ00XB, which is the new version, or Mark II, however you want to call it. And you'll see the front of the box is really well done. It's got the figure here. It looks like a prototype because there's some sloppy finishing going on there, but the figure is not like that. And just different pictures here in the background. All right, and if we flip it around to the side, you'll see the robot again there. And the back shows him in different poses, gimmicks, and all the stuff that the set comes with, including a bass here, which has a sound feature. And you'll see this is his VMAX ready position, which I'll show you that the figure can do. It's basically where a lot of panels open up and he just thrusts himself towards the enemies and crashes into them. And another cool thing about the box is that the front opens up to reveal not only the contents but also more pictures on the other side here. Alright, so you'll see everything's really nicely laid out. The figure's about, I would say, I don't know, 5-6 inches tall, 14 centimeters, whatever that turns out to be. But we're going to go ahead and open this. And this is the first time I'm opening this. I got this back, let's see, this is 2007. I probably got this around 2009 on clearance. But I've never opened it, believe it or not. It just looked a little too complicated at the time, and then only getting around to it till now since I'm running out of stuff to review. So give me a second, let me open the box and we'll check everything out. So once we got everything out, you'll see it's got a little cardboard tray, and inside the plastic clamshell trays. And you'll see there's a lot of stuff going on here, which is probably the reason I didn't get to it in the first place a while back. It was just a little bit too lazy for Layzner. Alright, and so anyway, here we got it. See what's underneath. We get the rest of his accessories here, including these calf missiles, which are pretty cool. I'll let you guys check that out in a little bit. And the base here, which requires two AAA, I believe, batteries. Right, and you got his rifle up here. So let's go ahead, crack this open. Got some tape on here, and then we'll start putting all the pieces together. And here's the base figure out of the box. Obviously, we've got to attach a few panels on here to get him to look right. But right away, he's got such a Gundam look to him, right? Look at that. He's got the red chin. He's got the little whiskers on the side. Same type of eyes. It looks like he just popped out of a Gundam anime. So we're going to set this aside here. And as I'll show you the diecast in just a bit. But here's the instruction sheet, which I will require to attach all the little bits and pieces. And let's see if we can move this up a bit. But give you an idea of what's going on with the instruction sheet. And of course my camera is loving to go out of focus here and check out the inside. So you get a nice full color bit here. Really like that touch, and it's nice glossy paper. Alright, so put that off to the side a second. Again, let's take a look at the figure. This is the part of the figure that's got the die cast on there. So anything you see that's like dark like this, like the dark chrome, that's metal. So it extends down to the ankles here. It feels like even this right here is die cast, even though it's not shiny. If we look under here, we also have this whole section, the crotch area, and the inside over here in the chest. You'll see here the elbows, and not the shoulders. The shoulders are plastic. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and attach the bits to form the regular version. If you look in the instructions here, I can't read Japanese, but I'm assuming the red here is the regular version. It shows you the red arrow here. So it tells you which bits to use to do the regular Layzner. Right, the SPT LZ00X. The SPT, I'm not sure what it stands for. Maybe I saw another Layzner figure that the base said super powered tracer, or something like to that effect, but I'm not sure exactly what that means. And then we'll check out the ESPT LZ00XB. Jeez, hard to say that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the armor here and get started. So for the sake of my sanity, I've gone ahead and pre-rearranged some of the armor bits here. And this will be the very first time that I'm doing this. And I just noticed I forgot the little pilot figure, which is this little PVC guy here. Whoops, keep dropping them. So the head, you'll notice, has a cockpit. And if we take a look at Layzner here up close, if we just move this where it's supposed to be here, you'll see it's got a little seat there. That's where this little dude goes. So we'll go ahead and attach him. Looks like we have to peg his butt in there. There we go. So there he is seated. Alright. And then the next obvious bit would be to put the rest of the visor here, but because it's got little small antennas, I'll wait to put that on for last. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. We'll put the fists on here. We'll pop these, and you got to be careful because there's a little, what do you call it? Little peg or something, little thing that sticks out there, which goes right into the side of the arm. It's like a little hose or what do you call it? A little wire loom or something. All right, so you want to make sure you get that in right, like that. And I think everything else just pretty much snaps in rather easily. His crotch piece keeps falling out if you didn't notice. And just have to line everything up. Alright, see that goes on rather easily there. We'll do the same thing for the other side. All this is friction fit, but it fits really nicely. I'll go ahead and attach the shoulder pieces. I think they peg into the top of this here. Once you got both shoulders on, go ahead and attach the chest piece here. And last but not least, well actually this isn't even the last part, but at least for the main basic robot here, is attaching the rest of the head here, which closes right around the guy in the cockpit, which I thought was really cool. I really like the look of how the guy's just behind the little visor there and the little cockpit right in the head, the way I would expect to be able to control a robot if this was real life. I kind of like being in the head of a robot, maybe even the chest, but it works really good for this one. And then he's also got this booster piece here. This requires this little piece to be attached right back here. Actually, it's right back here. This is the UV00D backpack, alright? When you put this piece here, and you'll notice it's the little boosters in here are actually articulated, as are the ones on the side, and these here, right? So this would just attach to the back, pop it in and down. Alright, so now that's attached. There's a couple more things you can attach. This is the LDR00R rifle. That's got a little peg thing looking thing there. And the rifle attaches like so. It's a little fiddly going in, but once it's in there, it's nice and secure. And he's also got the BPP-3C grenade launcher, which also attaches in the same spot. So just so I can show you how he holds it in his hands, we're going to remove the rifle and then attach this bit here. And once you got that attached on there, you can actually have it like that, ready for action, or just bring it forward in case he needs to shoot anybody. And to use the rifle, you just want to squeeze it in there in his hand. Be wary of where the fingers are so you don't snap anything off, although the plastics used on this are very strong, and the PVC plastics I mean. And there he is with the rifle, guys. There's actually a bit of the rifle that I forgot to attach, which is this part right there. Alright, so that's what the rifle is really supposed to look like. And there are a couple more attachments here. You'll see the back of the legs are empty. He's actually got these calf pieces. Alright, here's one calf piece. Let's go ahead and attach that. And the reason they're removable is because they actually come off. Let's say the calves are like that. They come off and they actually turn into calf missiles. So these things actually shoot out and fly towards the enemy. So when you're not using them, you can go ahead and just keep them attached to the robot itself. Now the robot does have a mode called the VMAX mode, which is just basically panels opening up. It's like a powered up mode, I guess. See, there's a little detail under that, and there's a couple things you got to pull up like that. I believe this part of the arm comes out. Same thing here. We got some knee action going on over here. A little bit hard to get to if you have no nails. Alright, there we go. That opens up. That opens up. the sides here open up like that. Get this side too, and then the insides, there's really no tabs to get your nails. You really just, actually there's kind of an indentation there, but you have to have really, really thin nails, which I don't. So that's the VMAX mode. Hope I got all the pieces. Alright, there we go. It's a little awkward to have him like this, just on display, but he does have an included stand, which I'll show you after I do the new version of this guy, which is a very subtle change. There are changes to the shape of certain things, but it's pretty much overall the same figure. We're going to check that out and then also check out the stand. Another cool thing I forgot to show you guys is the fists here. He's got these armor pieces that come around when he needs to punch the bad guys. So he can have his hand like that normally. When he's ready to fight, just flip those over, and that's what he uses to punch. So like robot brass knuckles. So what I'm doing now is removing all the armor bits I attached to show you the new version attachments, which pretty much replace all the armor. So you got, like, let's say for example, this is the original I had just on, and this is the version 2 right here. So you'll see it's very subtle differences like that. The chest piece will now have boosters. Little slight differences in the way these vents are on the legs here. You'll see that in just a moment. One thing I did forget to show you guys is the way that this cockpit piece does open up. Look at that. I was just talking about how I like the cockpits on the robots, and here is a very cool feature that just makes it that much better. So the new version piece is attached the very same way the regular piece is attached. Now the pieces all attach very easily, but by far the hardest ones to attach are these shoulder pieces. These pieces here are soft PVC vinyl, and when you push down, the part where they're supposed to connect to hides behind the shoulder. So you kind of have to put a lot of force on the shoulder to keep it from going down. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that's just the way it is. And it could be because it's cold. The PVC is a little harder than it should be. If it was a little warmer in here, the PVC would probably just pop right on. Alright, if you don't know what PVC is, it's basically a soft, rubbery type of plastic. Alright, and you do have to actually, even for this, the new version, change the fists. They are slightly different also, the design of the brass knuckle part. As you can see, one of the shoulders came off. Alright, so we'll go ahead and attach these. These don't have the little loom coming out of it like these do, like that. Alright, attach this one, and here's the difference between the brass knuckle part. Alright, go ahead and pop this one on. Alright, and try and get this shoulder back on. Right, go ahead and attach the new chest here. You'll see it's got the boosters as opposed to the one which does not. That'll attach the same way, and the boosters also are articulated. It's got titty boosters there. And then we can go ahead and attach the cockpit / head area, which also has the opening cockpit just like the regular version here. And the last bit that needs to be changed is this section back here. Also has a movable booster piece, but it's styled a little bit different than the regular one. And same thing, the rest of it's the same. You can attach the grenade launcher or the rifle on the back. This we'll put here. Now, the way this robot really shines is being able to put it in its action poses, like the VMAX, which this also has. I guess I'll show you that. Alright, we can open this, and open the arms again down here. We got the kneecaps, and the sides here, and you'll see these new sides have movable boosters inside them. Right there, you'll see the other side, and then we got to open these down here. Alright, so that's the VMAX mode, and again, you're not really doing it much justice without the stand. So we're going to go ahead and check out the stand. I got it over here somewhere, and here's the base. It's actually modeled after the cockpit of Layzner here. So it's like the navigation system or whatever it is, and it's got several buttons here. You'll see I'm actually pressing them. Nothing's happening because I do have to install AAA batteries, which I have here next to me. Oh, look at that. Don't need a screwdriver for this, I don't think. Oh, but we do need to press this button, sort of like the, what do you call it, the DX Mazinger Z has something like that. So if you ever have a Bandai figure with batteries and you're having a lot of trouble If it does have that little dot, just push it in. I went nuts with the DX Mazinger trying to figure that out. And we'll attach these dollar store batteries here. Alright, close this bad boy up. And let's check it out. Let's see. Oh, got to turn it on, I guess. Cool. Sort of like R2-D2. So let's check this out. Press this. Alright. That's the same sound. Same sound. Same sound. But there is a little light coming on over here. I don't know if you could see that. Let's shut off a couple of lights here. There we go. Information something. I thought this would at least light up. So maybe... I don't know, pretty disappointing. I thought each one would do a different thing. Alright, it is saying something different there. Oh, okay, so I gotta combine these, I think. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know. Well, you guys get the idea. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I did get it to say different things. I don't know what I got to do. I can't read Japanese. Otherwise, I would tell you what you need to do. Then the base attaches here. It is ratcheted. So at first, it doesn't feel like this would go in all the way. You'll see there's a space there and it's kind of wobbly, but you have to really push it down and snap it in. All right. And as I was going to say before, it is ratcheted in both spots, so you can really do anything you want with it. So long as it's in the limits of its posability, and of course you do plug it into the crotch hole of the robot and kind of snaps into his pee-pee up front here. There we go. So you can pretty much pose it any way you want. I'm not a big professional at posing things, so but at least you get the idea. The figure is pretty well articulated. It's got a lot of points of movement, which is pretty much going to be the same thing as the head move side to side, or elbows or shoulders, you know, all that stuff. But it's limited somewhat by the armor here and there. All right, and overall, really cool figure. Surprised I never opened it earlier, but it does remind me of a couple of robots, namely Gundam. I'm going to show you the other one that I think it looks like. It's almost as if this guy here, right, the Gundam, with the red chin and the little vents on the side. This is actually the version 3 model kit, which this is as far as I got, guys, before you know, I realized I don't have a lot of time. But it looks like this guy had sex with this guy. It's my Tech Man here. Love this thing. It's a pretty cool robot, but you see what I mean? It's like these two guys did something to create that. But on that note, guys, I think that's going to be the end of the review. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until next time, bye-bye.